expand on root thought pattern and completion. Please understand, all human beings need to know why you behave the way you behave, why you do the way you do, why you do what you do. You may be a doctor, engineer, in corporate field, politician, the field of finance or religion, whatever you may be, please understand, ध्यान से सुनिए. Whatever you may be, you act with softness, peace, or agitation, irritation, or whatever way you react, please understand, whatever way you react, whatever way you function, your root thought pattern is responsible. Let me define root thought pattern. The first strong cognition you go through in your life, which influences you to continue to function based on the same cognition, is root thought pattern. Understand? For example, at the age of 3 or 4, some reason somebody is trying to attack you. You ran and hid yourself and shivering, frightened. The cognition was so deep in you. Your whole inner space was filled with fear for a few minutes. All other cognition, possibility is shut down, and this one cognition just fills you for a few moments. Even after that person is gone, you are still shivering in your hiding place. Please understand, if you had this kind of experience at that young age, after that, literally, you never come out of your hiding place. You may physically come out, but the suffering, shivering continues to happen. The shivering, the suffering continues to happen. It continues to be. Even at the age of 95, you will be shivering just like 3-year-old boy inside you, that fear. Once some root thought patterns starts in you, your growth stops. After that, only the pattern will be growing, not you. Only pattern will be growing, not you. Listen. Only pattern will be growing, not you. If you have chosen to attack him back, whatever you got it in your hand, that also will be a pattern. Listen, listen now. Only if you listen intensely, you can get this truth. Non-listening is not going to help. Listen. How you behave, how you feel, how you respond means the cognition. Cognition which happens in you in very young age and fills you, overpowers you. Sometimes fear, sometimes greed, sometimes jealousy, sometimes the decision to prove yourself, sometimes just blacked out, being blacked out, confusion, worry. First thing you need to know, only when you find your root thought pattern and complete with it, your life as a human being starts. Otherwise, most of the time, you go on cheating yourself. One of the worst thing is, the root thought pattern becomes so part of you, you don't even separate the root thought pattern and you are too different. You just listen to your root thought pattern and behave as if the decision is your own. It is like a traitor becoming the prime minister of a country or president of a country. Some traitor becoming the power center of that country. What will happen to that country? Same way, root thought pattern is your traitor, means your enemy. If your enemy becomes part of your decision-making mechanism, your life will be destroyed. ध्यान से सुनिए, मूल विचारधारा क्या है? आपके जीवन में सबसे पहली आप में जो अत्यंत तीव्र रूप में सोच, भावना और प्रतिक्रिया व्यक्त हुआ था, वही आपका मूल विचारधारा है। उस क्षण के बाद आप केवल उसी विचारधारा में फंसे हुए हैं। आपकी समझने का ढंग और जीवन में होने वाली हर परिस्थिति का प्रतिक्रिया आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपके इस मूल विचारधारा के आधार पर ही करते हैं, केवल जब आप इस मूल विचारधारा को पहचान के उसे पूर्णत्व स्थिति में लाते हैं, तभी आपका जीवन आरंभ होता है। लिसन, लुक इन। Unless you find the root thought pattern of yours and complete with it, your independent life does not start. Only your root thought pattern is living through you. I have seen people completely getting imbalanced for a very small thing, that they don't find where their cigarette lighter is. Just a grass stops and they fall. They are totally disoriented, imbalanced. They do not know why. Just like you have the flow of air, flow of blood as part of you, this flow of pain and suffering also becomes part of you in course of time. Sometimes you even enjoy it, because with the flow of sufferings and pain, you feel there's a challenge in life. Even though you don't have anything really worthy to show your success, you create pseudo pain and pseudo challenges to show your life is worthy and you are great. Most of the time, you create and brag on with pseudo challenges, pseudo pains, pseudo sufferings, just to justify yourself that your existence is worthy. You say, see, a person of my background with so much of suffering and pain, do you know, I have finally become MLA. You go on. You go on creating pseudo sufferings, pain patterns, unsettled decisions. See, just taking powerful decisions and destabilizing yourself itself becomes almost a new kind of a excitement, adventure for you. Not being stable is almost become adventure for you. Come back. Don't be foolish. End of the life, you are going to be measured based on the success, not based on the adventure. Most of the time, you create foolish obstacles and you struggle with it. You yourself name that as adventure. To make one decision whether to wear the watch in the left side or right side, if you sit and brood for 21 days and then finally wear it in your hip and go, it is not adventure. You are a fool who wasted 21 days to make this simple decision. But you come out and show, see, to wear this watch here, I took 21 days. what way is it going to be useful? Understand, your life should be measured only based on the level of enriching you did. That is the scale with which your life is going to be measured, not the struggles you had in your life. All the great leaders' biographies should be rewritten for the next generation. At least my Gurukul kids, you will not read the idiotic, perverted biographies of the so-called many leaders whose life is described with so much of conflict, struggles, and finally adventure. No. Anybody can be considered as a great leader only based on how many people he enriched, what all ways he enriched, that's all. There are some foolish games where the horses are made to jump many obstacles. The more obstacles the horse jumps, it is considered as a victory. But what is the use? The more, what for horses? To cross the distance. It should be used for crossing the distance. I tell you, making your life looking like adventurous is nothing but too much of fat you collected in some unnecessary spots of your body. It is not real energy expression. The real energy expression is supposed to be how many people you enrich. मूल विचारधारा क्या है? उदाहरण के रूप में 3 या 4 वर्ष की उम्र में कोई कारणवश शायद कोई आप पर आक्रमण करने का प्रयत्न कर रहा था, तब आप भाग कर छिप गए। आप बाई से कांप रहे थे। आपका पूरा अंतर आकाश कुछ क्षणों के लिए 22 से 12 हुआ था। बस इस अनुभूति ने आपको कुछ क्षणों के लिए भर दी थी। आक्रमण करने वाले व्यक्ति के चले जाने की बात भी आप 22 से कांप रहे थे। उसके बाद आप अपनी छिपे हुए जगह से बाहर नहीं आएंगे। वह आप में एक दुश्मन की तरह बसता है और आपको अंदर ही अंदर मृत्यु के द्वार पर पहुंचा देता है। आपकी मूल विचारधारा आपको दर्द और पीड़ा की स्थिति में डालता है और आपको यह एहसास दिलाता है कि केवल दर्द और पीड़ा की स्थिति से ही आपका कोई अस्तित्व है। Continuously your root thought patterns swallows your life. Listen. When your root thought patterns are responding through you, your cognition is called Maya, delusion. Find your root thought pattern where your main behavioral pattern started. where your main cognition occupied your inner space. I have seen sometimes people, they want name and fame, but they cannot take the responsibility for other human beings. Please understand, only when you take responsibility of training and helping other human beings, you will have name and fame. Why will somebody praise you? Only if you contribute to their life. These people, they will not take the responsibility of enriching or contributing to others' life, but they will go on be desiring to have name and fame. They go on desiring. Please understand, the gap between your desire and responsibility is your inauthenticity. Bring more and more authenticity. Bring more and more authenticity. Take more and more responsibility. I tell you, till you find your root thought pattern and complete with it, your life has not started. People sometimes ask me, what do you give during inner awakening? I tell you, I give you life. Your life to you in inner awakening. Sometime many time, not sometime, many time, the plants cover the whole pond and tank. People don't even know whether the water is there or not, and the water can't be used. The water plants completely cover the whole water body so thickly, you neither know there is water nor you can use. Same way, the sufferings created by the root thought pattern fills you so strongly, so powerfully. So strongly, so powerfully, you lose life. You don't have life anymore. Only when you clear those water plants, you will know how much water is there. Only when you clear root thought patterns and the patterns you built because of the root thought patterns, you will know the consciousness you have. The consciousness you have. Only when you have found your root thought pattern and removed and regained your consciousness, you will understand, oh God, I have wasted literally my whole life. I tell you, even what you call as your basic instincts like a lust pattern are all nothing but combination of few root thought patterns. Lust is not at all a lust. If you go deep, there will be some other root thought pattern which is drilling your lust, rekindling it again and again. maybe the power to prove you, and the root thought pattern of asking for others' attention, or only when you clear your root thought pattern, you will even know your life. You will even know your consciousness. How many of you cognize only after completing with the root thought pattern, you understood how many years you wasted in your life? This is the example. Only when I can see how many of you raise your hand, and I can see only when your root thought patterns are cleared, you will know what is life, what is freedom. Till then, you don't even know life. Your effort to make money, your effort to have relationships, your effort to have fulfillment, everything will be out of the incompletion. Incompletion will be driving you. Your root thought pattern will be driving you. If your enemy is driving you, will he be driving you towards the success? He may make you believe you are going towards success, but he will never ever lead you to success. If your root thought patterns are driving your life, you may be believing you are successful, but you will never be driven to success. Understand? For joy and relaxation and restful awareness and feeling fulfilled, if you are running behind alcohol, if you are using alcohol, I bet how many crore billion dollars you may have, you are a failure. I sympathize with you. Your life is waste. मूल विचारधारा आपका ऐसा भाग बन जाता है कि आप उसे अपने से परे नहीं देख पाते हैं। जब आपकी मूल विचारधारा आपके माध्यम से लगातार प्रतिक्रिया देती रहती है, उसी को माया कहते हैं। जब तक आप अपने मूल विचारधारा के साथ पूर्ण नहीं होते हैं, तब तक आपका जीवन आरंभ ही नहीं हुआ है। लोग मुझे पूछते हैं कि मैं इनर अवेकनिंग ध्यान कार्यक्रम में क्या देता हूँ। मैं इनर अवेकनिंग में आपको आपकी मूल विचारधारा पर विजय देता हूँ। मूल विचारधारा से पूर्णत्व देकर आपको अपना जीवन देता हूँ। तभी आप अपनी चेतना जागृत होती है। काम, क्रोध, इन गहरी भावनाओं का कारण भी केवल आपकी मूल विचारधारा ही है। जैसे घास से दरा हुआ एक झील में दरा हुआ भरा, जैसे घास से भरा हुआ एक झील में समाहित पानी को आप देख नहीं पाते हैं, वैसे ही आपकी मूल विचारधारा से भरा हुआ आपके अंतर आकाश से परे उपस्थित आपकी जीव ऊर्जा का अनुभव कर पाएंगे। अंडरस्टैंड? इफ फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू हैव रूट थॉट पैटर्न ऑफ fear, frightening, shivering fear in you, out of that root thought pattern, that driving, even if you make billions of dollars, you will not achieve satisfaction, because the reason why you are making money is to feel secured. You will feel secured only when you break that pattern, not by money. It is like a wrong strategy. Wrong strategy for wrong reason. In India, this hooliganism is a largest practiced religion. These hooligans, when they get angry, they make a effigy of the person towards whom they are angry and burn it, beat that with chappal. Is it anyway going to affect the guy whom you have anger? No. Instead, you can collect all the dust in the street and burn it. At least street will be clean. Just like hooligans burning effigy is not going to affect the person whose effigy they are burning. It's wrong strategy. Even if you make billions of dollars, you are not going to achieve satisfaction if the driving force is the incompletion, the root thought pattern of fear. Whether it is lust, anger, or irritation, agitation, whatever may be, please understand, all the moments you feel powerless in your life is because of your root thought pattern. A person who does not have even one moment of powerlessness in his life is an enlightened being. Person who never had powerlessness in his life from the birth is incarnation. Understand? Anything is worthy of giving up. Anything is worthy of giving up. To find your root thought pattern and complete it. Because once you complete with your root thought pattern, you will feel so much of energy and powerfulness. There won't be a single moment of powerlessness. Whether it is in your house or job or relationships or life, if you feel powerless somewhere, please understand, it is because of the root thought patterns you carry. If you feel somewhere powerless, it is because of the root thought patterns you are carrying. Every human being should be helped to find their root thought pattern, and the incident where the root thought pattern has started occupying their inner space and destroying, perverting their inner space and killing their own life, swallowing their own life. Every human being should find that root thought pattern and complete with it. Understand, I am defining root thought pattern once more. The feeling of powerlessness overpowering your cognition and imbalancing your cognition from your consciousness and birth of mind happening is root thought pattern. It is the root thought pattern incident where birth of your mind happens. And I tell you, if you consider me as your guru, whoever considers themselves as my followers, your first responsibility is finding your root thought pattern and completing it. Living these four principles of integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching, helping whoever you meet, enriching them by helping them to find their root thought pattern. All my disciples should help every individual. It does not need to be a formal class. If you are waiting to make a formal class, you will be waiting forever. Later on, when time comes, I will organize it as a formal classes and programs. Now, whoever you meet, start helping them, guiding them to find their root thought pattern. Understand? Every moment of powerlessness you are feeling in your life is you not living and your root thought pattern living. Then understand, literally your life is swallowed by your root thought pattern. Literally your life is swallowed by your root thought pattern. You have to find your root thought pattern and help people to find their root thought patterns. This is real enriching. Understand? In Inner Awakening program, I give you your life because we help you to find your root thought pattern and destroy it. Feeling of powerlessness overpowering your cognition and imbalancing your consciousness and being, the cause of birth of your mind is root pattern. जब भी आपके भीतर एक शक्तिहीन मनो दशा आपकी समझ का आक्रमण करके आपकी जीव ऊर्जा और चेतना स्थिति को अस्त व्यस्त कर देता है और आपके मन की रचना करता है, तब आप में आपका मूल विचारधारा जीवित है। जो व्यक्ति अपने जीवन में कोई भी शक्तिहीन क्षण को अनुभव नहीं करता है, वह जीवन मुक्त है। और जिस व्यक्ति ने अपने जन्म से ही कोई भी शक्तिहीन क्षण को अनुभव नहीं किया है, वह व्यक्ति एक अवतार पुरुष है। जब तक आप अपने मूल विचारधारा से पूर्ण नहीं होते हैं, वो मूल विचारधारा आपके जीवन को भगा रहा है। आपका दुश्मन, आपका शत्रु आपको भगा रहा है। क्या हो आपको विजय की ओर ले जाएगा? नहीं। यदि आपकी मूल विचारधारा बाय है, क्या आप पैसों से उस पार विजय पा सकते हैं? नहीं। उस बाय पर विजय पाकर ही आप अपने जीवन में पूर्णत्व आनंद ला सकते हैं, ना कि पैसों से। जब भी आप जीवन में शक्तिहीनता का अनुभव करते हैं, सीधे समझिए कि उसका कारण आपकी मूल विचारधारा है। मूल विचारधारा को पहचानिए और देखिए आप अपने जीवन में कैसे ऊर्जा और आनंद का अनुभव करते हैं। मूल विचारधारा की घटना के समय पर ही आपके मन का जन्म हुआ और उसके बाद आपका पूरा जीवन आपकी मूल विचारधारा निकल रही है। हर व्यक्ति की मूल विचारधारा को पहचाने और पूर्ण होने में उसकी मदद करनी चाहिए। यही लोगों को लाभान्वित करना है। मैं हमारे इनर अवेकनिंग कार्यक्रम में आपको अपनी मूल विचारधारा पर विजय प्राप्त करने का प्रतिक्रिया सिखाता हूं और आपको एक नवीन और स्वेच्छाभारी एक मुक्त जीवन का प्रदान करता हूं। अंडरस्टैंड? Without completing your root thought pattern, your DNA layers are not awakened. Mitochondria cell energy is not awakened. Once you discover your root thought pattern and complete with it, immediately your kundalini is awakened. Your mitochondria cell energy goes up. Your DNA level, DNA awakening, DNA layer awakening drastically increases. I tell you, even if you marry, after your DNA layers awakened, for a common human beings, normal human beings, 2 layers of DNA is awakened. At least if 6 is awakened, if you find your root thought pattern and complete, 6 layer of DNAs will be awakened in you. If 6 layer of DNA is awakened, your child will be enlightened being. You will have an enlightened child. Even if you marry, you will enrich the world by your enlightened child. Even through marriage, you will be enriching the world. If you have not found your root thought pattern and completed with it, even with sannyas, you will only be headache to the world. You will not be enriching the world, you will just be encroaching the world. Either you encroach or enrich. If you don't enrich, you encroach. Even with marriage, you can enrich the world if you find your root thought pattern and complete it. If not, you will be encroaching the world. Enriching or encroaching is up to you. Is up to you. ध्यान दीजिए, जब आप अपने मूल विचारधारा से पूर्णत्व लाते हैं, तुरंत आपकी कुंडलिनी शक्ति आप में अतिरिक्त डीएनए और जीवन को एक सर्वोच्च क्षमता में जीवन की संभावना जागृत हो जाते हैं। अपनी मूल विचारधारा के साथ पूर्ण होने के क्षण से आप में जीव ऊर्जा अनेकों गुना बढ़ जाती है। So today's satsang's essence is find your root thought pattern and complete, only then life starts for you. आज सत्संग की सारांश है, आपके मूल विचारधारा को पहचान के उसे पूर्णत्व स्थिति को लाइए, तभी आप जीवन जीना आरंभ करते हैं।
जीवन मुक्ति प्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम् आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्.
Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.